Hello lovelies. Lesley, not quite enough. I don't know what at the moment, to be frank. Hello everyone, thank you for all your comments and thoughts and observations. Sorry that I had to cut Vlogmas short. I will explain all in a moment. Thank you for all your comments and concern. Long story short, family sickness. Thankfully not as worrying as we first feared, but there's still a bit of a way to go. So that's kind of where we're at with that. So a lot of, sort of running around to hospitals and things, and the hospital in question is 2 hours drive away. So obviously everything kind of changed. And to be honest, to use a phrase of my father's, I couldn't get my heart high enough to sing silly songs when we had all that worry. So I'm hoping you'll forgive me. I'm sure you will, because you're all lovely people. And yeah, it just kind of all ground to a halt. But I hope you all had a good whatever it is you've celebrated. So I hope you've had a good Christmas if that's what you're celebrating. I hope that you've had a good Hanukkah. If you celebrate Kwanzaa, I hope that is happy and meaningful for you. And meaningful sounds patronising. I read somewhere that you should wish someone a meaningful Kwanzaa because it is a meaningful time of year. So that's what I mean by that. I don't mean it. That's nice, dear. That's not what I'm doing. Stop talking, Lesley. Yeah, but then I'm here to talk, aren't I? So, so yeah, that was all a little bit. Everything changed for a while. Which, you know, we are adaptable, flexible people, but it did mean something had to give, and I'm afraid in my case that was Vlogmas. I'm going to repeat myself a lot during this, I think. I pulled out the last of the yarns for Vlogmas, and I have finished 2 of the things, and I'm just working on the last. So the stockings, all in a tangle. So we had got to, which way round are we? Yep. We had got to, I'd pulled out the hand spun. There was another of the hand dyed. There was that pretty peach. There was some red. Then there was some more pale acrylic. That's a very soft pink. And then one of the favourite yarns that I've ever bought, because I love the colours, of course I do. It's an acrylic. I got it in a huge hank or skein at Alexandra Palace a few years ago. Wish I'd bought more of them, but that's the way of life. There was also a grey with sparkle, which I haven't put into this. I've purloined it for another project. I'm making my sister a ranunculus. I've got the green one with the stripes. She likes it. She's having a navy blue one, and she also wants the stripes. So I've moved that silver and grey to go as a stripe in her sweater. So here are the last few of the chains. And I think what I'll do is next year I'm also going to save my double knitting weight scraps and carry on making this bigger. I think the stockings I have enough, but the paper chains I'm going to carry on, and next year that will grow some more. So that's my plan. And with the leftovers I am carrying on with the cat blanket. So I will carry on with that while I'm talking to you lovelies. And I had 3 days worth of things. I haven't even looked at these, so I couldn't tell you on here. So the to-do, I'm going to go through them even though I'm not going to do all of them. Spend 10 minutes creating a list of things I would like to see or do. That's a good idea. Memory. Riding my bike on a late summer's evening. I used to love riding my bicycle. And late summer is my favourite time of year. It's that time when the sun is still warm but goes quite low in the sky. And I just remember one evening, it was after dinner at home. We used to eat sort of relatively early when my father got home from work. And it was such a beautiful evening. And I just said, I'm going to go out on my bike. So I kind of went out and did what would it have been? Probably about a 10-mile bike ride. And I just remember this gorgeous warmth, just being out, bit of freedom, because as a teenager your bicycle is what gives you freedom, and yeah, just it is a warm and happy memory for me. So that's that one. That was the 22nd memory. The 23rd, my to-do was make a piece of jewellery. That won't happen today either, but it's a fun thing to do. Oh, my memory is being accepted for celebrant training. It was a process that I applied and initially was turned down because there wasn't capacity for another celebrant in this area. And I was very disappointed, and that in itself was quite useful, because I'd sort of had the idea and then applied fairly quickly, and I was worried that I hadn't perhaps given it enough thought. So the being turned down gave me more time to think about it, and I did, the guy who was head of training, I did sort of email him every now and again saying, still here, still keen, because I didn't want to fall down the gap that if a space became available and someone else locally had applied, that I'd been forgotten. So yes, I was hopefully not too persistent, but I did sort of keep in contact. And then when I was actually accepted, I was delighted, and that breathing space had convinced me how much I really wanted to do it, because as I say, I was worried that I'd perhaps had the idea and got a little bit carried away with the excitement of the thought of it, rather than really, really wanting to do it. So that was a useful sort of time for that. And the 24th, spin for 10 minutes. Oh, I would love to have done, but I didn't. And we're back to Divine Comedy again. A few days ago, in Vlogmas terms, we had listened to Tonight We Fly as a thing to do. And I'm fortunate that we've been to quite a few concerts, and a lot of bands tour the UK. We're very lucky in that respect. One of the best ones, I won't say the best, because there have been some truly wonderful concerts, but one that I particularly enjoyed was the Divine Comedy at the Delaware Pavilion, which is at Bexhill. I showed you some of it when I saw the Fisherman's Friends there at the beginning of December. And the only disadvantage is we were upstairs, and it's a 1920s building, and the upstairs has 1920s legroom. So my knees by the end of the evening were pretty sore. I tend, given an ideal choice at any concert venue, I would have a seat, because I like to sit down, I'm of an age, but I would have a seat in the last row, so that if I stand up to dance, I'm not causing a problem for the folks behind me. So that's always my sort of preferred location, but this wasn't a seat in the last row, so I was less likely to stand up and dance unless I knew the people behind me were doing it as well, in which case it wasn't going to cause them a problem if I did. And yeah, so knees absolutely by the end of it, but it was a good concert, just a lot of fun. And Tonight We Fly is the song that is normally the sign that the gig is ended. You know, all bands have a song that you think, right, this is the last one, this is the one you pick up your coat to, because this is the one they always finish the concert with, and it was Tonight We Fly. So absolutely amazing performance, and I'm very lucky that it was just a few miles from my home, so that was all good. Yes, so what next? Oh, I have another FO. I have finished the snowflake jacket. I'll put it on and show you. I say finished, I may revisit, because I may want to make the button band wider and actually put some buttons on it. When I wore it on Christmas Day, I just pinned it with a brooch. But this is the snowflake. Also, I have some spare snowflakes because I can't count, so I made a couple too many, so they might become pockets. I think that would probably be a good thing. I made a few modifications. I'm about to record for the podcast, so all the details will be on there. I mean, the main modification I made is that the original pattern is for a sweater and I've made it a jacket. So there's sort of modification number one. But I have done a few other tweaks as well. But yes, it was finished. I was really keen to have it finished for Christmas Day because I wanted to wear it when we went out. And I finished it about 11:15 Christmas Eve. So just about done. And given everything that was going on and how tired I was because of to-ing and froing, probably one of the least satisfying finished objects I've ever done. Just because my head and my heart were kind of elsewhere. But I'm pleased to have done it. It's got some yarns in it that I really, really do like. So as I say, I will go through it all at the month end podcast, which will go up this Saturday. And you can hear all details then, should you be interested. So this is The Snowstorm by Sam Sadibo, I think it is. And yeah, all details and the month end podcast. So that's where we're at the moment. I am intending to do back on the weekly vlogs. But if ever I'm not here, please don't worry. I won't necessarily sort of stop and say there won't be a vlog this week. If you're watching this, you know what's going on. So there may be times when I'm called to be elsewhere and just not in a position to put a vlog together and post it. So if you don't hear from me, please don't worry. And I will be here when I can. And I am extremely grateful that you're here when I'm here. So thank you so much. I wish you all a very happy new year. If you've had a lousy 2022, I hope that 2023 is infinitely better. If you've had a great 2022, I still wish that 2023 is infinitely better. May all the interesting things be good things. And may you all be well, healthy, happy, and able to do things that bring you happiness and spend time with people you love. Thanks everyone. Happy New Year. Take care. Let's bring on the next one. Cheers. Bye-bye.